My name is Vivian Wright, and I was there. I was with Fred as his last moments. And before I just begin to just give a brief statement, this is Fred's story. This is Fred's story.
Make it plain, baby.
Fred was a hero.
Right.
Fred was unarmed.
Uh-huh.
And Fred was the real citizen on patrol.
That's all right.
Before we knew that Detective Hill was the one who shot Fred and grazed my 12-year-old son, there was a letter. There was a letter that was written from a 12-year-old. That 12-year-old came to his mom. She was sitting at the kitchen table. And he said, "Mom, I feel like it's my fault that Fred was killed." And the mom said, "Why?" He said, "Because had I not been outside," he said, "maybe you and Fred could have got in and he would have been alive and I wouldn't have been the extra person." The mom immediately said to him, "I want you to sit down and I want you to write a letter and I want you to tell Fred's mom on what he did for you." And I just wrote a couple of things. So before we knew anything, before we knew that it was ex-Detective Hill's bullets, before we knew that all of this information, that was floating around, that Fred had a gun, that Fred had a gang, this 12-year-old wrote a letter. In a portion of that letter, he opened it, he said, just simply, just thank you. He goes on and he writes in that letter, and he says that your son saved my life, and he saved my mom's life. He said, had he not opened the door for me and my mom, that he probably wouldn't be here today. He continues to write. He said, I never knew Fred personally. He said, but he took the time to open the door and to save my life. And he concludes and he ends and said, Fred, my hero. There were some months that went by, and I contacted Tanika on the phone, and I was driving in my car and I stopped and I called her crying, and I found myself blaming me for Fred's death. My son came home with me, and Tanika's son didn't make it. And I told Tanika that I was sorry, that I couldn't help save her son. That I showed him, I was guiding my hand for him to follow me downstairs in the church fellowship hall. But he didn't make it. He failed. Tanika said, that's what he was taught to do. She said he was taught to protect. I was so close to Fred. Fred was on my left side. I could feel Fred. I guided my son on my right side as I pushed him in the door as Fred's arm allowed us to get in under him. I would know if Fred had a gun. When Detective Hill was shooting behind us, I didn't get a bullet, but I could feel the penetration. I could see the gunfire over my head and on my left side. When Fred went down, Detective Hill just didn't stop shooting. He kept shooting. He kept shooting to the fact that he grazed my 12-year-old. There was 3 people in that door. He said one had a gun. Then why did you keep shooting? Who were you getting? Did you not want to? Did you want to take down all 3 of those people that was coming through that door for safety? Fred was that real citizen on patrol. Had he not been there, I don't know. I had decided on what me and my son was going to do, and that was to give up, because I knew someone was running behind us. And when the SBI came to speak to me the week of Christmas, as I just wanted to try to get a normal life for my children the week of Christmas, they never asked us to write a statement. They did a video recording separately on what happened. And then they asked us, draw me a picture. A picture of what? Just draw a picture. They never asked us. They never asked us to write a statement. I know the truth. I know Fred didn't have a gun. I know Fred was coming to help me and my son. And I'm just going to end with this. There's a song that they used to sing in my church as a little girl, and it simply says something like, I don't know why Jesus loved me.
Yeah.
I don't know why he cared.
Yeah.
I don't know why he sacrificed his life, but I'm glad he did.
So glad.
And I'm going to say this to Fred. I don't know why Fred saved me and my son. I don't know why he came to rescue me and my son. I don't know why he loved. I don't know why he cared. I don't know why he sacrificed his life. But I'm glad. My 12-year-old is glad that he did. Fred the hero.
Praise the Lord.